Jai Saparika Shri Guru Gaura Chandra Ju, Jai Shri Gira Ju Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Paribhajakacharya Jasta Terasita Shri Sriman Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Paribhajakacharya Asta Terasita Shri Sriman Srila Bhakti Rakha Shri Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Srimati Tulsi Devi Ki Jai. Welcome to Sri Chaitanya SCSMission morning class. Dandavat. Prabhuji, can you turn this light on? And Prabhu, I have, maybe it's okay with both. Can you see?
Yeah, it's fine.
Can you get that hot water that's in my cup? I forgot to bring it. Thank you. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Sita Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Sham Shri Rupam Sagrijatam Sahakana Raghunatam Vidangstam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantifam. Haribo. Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhaktivinoda
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhaktivinoda
Jai Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Ki Jai. Srila Om Vishnupad A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki
Jai.
Jai Shri Chaitanya Charitamrta Ki Jai. We're reading the Anjalila, first chapter of the first volume. Okay, I'm going to see if I can adjust this a bit. Okay. Now, we are now reading the conversation between Sri Ramananda Rai and Srila Rupa Goswami by the arrangement of Mahaprabhu. They are together and with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Swarup Damodar, and they are hearing some of the verses from the Vidagdha Madhava, examining that and feeling too much happy to hear these verses. Now we're in text 134. Rai kahe kon amuke patra sinidana rupa kahe kala samye pravarta kanama. Ramananda Roy inquired, how have you introduced the assembly of the players? Rupa Goswami replied, the players assemble at a suitable time under the heading of pravartaka. So here's a purport explaining these. These are rules of drama composition. Purport. In a drama, all the actors are called patra, or players. This is stated by Vishwanath Kaviraj in the Sahitya Darpana. The meaning of Amuka is stated by Srila Rupa Goswami in the Nataka Chandrika. And then, when Srila Ramananda Roy inquired about the arrangement for introducing the assembly of players in the drama, Rupa Goswami replied that when the players first enter the stage in response to the time, the introduction is technically called pravartaka. For an example, see verse 136 below. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says that the introduction, which is technically called amuka, may be of 5 different kinds, according to the Sahitya Darpana. So the introduction that Srila Rupa Goswami chose out of these 5 possible ways of introducing the characters is according to time. At a particular time, characters come and are introduced. Introductions may be classified as follows. Udgatyaka, Katodgata, Prayogatishaya, Pravartika, which is the one that Srila Rupa Goswami chose, and Avalagita. These 5 kinds of introductions are called Amukha. Thus, Srila Ramananda Roy asked which of the 5 introductions had been employed. And Srila Rupa Goswami replied that he had used the introduction called the Pravartika. Text 135. Akshipta kala samyena pravesha syat pravartakaha. When the entrance of the actors is set in motion by the arrival of a suitable time, the entrance is called pravartaka. Any questions about that?
No.
This verse is from the Nataka Chandrika by Srila Rupa Goswami. So yam vashanta samaya samyaya satyasmin purnam tam ishvaram upoja navanuragam gujya grahara chiraya saharadaya sa rangaya sangamayita Nishi Paurnamasi. Springtime had arrived, and the full moon of that season inspired the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is complete in everything, with new attraction to meet the beautiful Srimati Radharani at night to increase the beauty of their pastimes. The full moon night of springtime. Springtime had arrived, and the full moon of that season inspired the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is complete in everything, with new attraction to meet the beautiful Srimati Radharani at night to increase the beauty of their pastimes. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead is complete in everything. He has no necessity. He has no dependence upon anything. But still, that transcendental love is there. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur interprets this verse, Vidagdha Madhava 110, in 2 ways, for Lord Krishna and for Srimati Radharani. When interpreted for Krishna, the night is understood to have been a dark moon night, and when interpreted for Srimati Radharani, it is considered to have been a full moon night. So this sounds very mysterious to us, because we are depending always upon these kinds of circumstances, and we are being engaged accordingly without much choice. But when in these transcendental pastimes, the moon is the servant of the pastimes of the Lord. So anything can be anything accordingly. So when it is interpreted for Srimati Radharani, the moon is full. And when it is interpreted for Krishna, the moon is dark. So these are all transcendental subject matters, which are quite different from the circumstances of the mundane plane. Rai kahe prarochanadi kahade kishuni Rupa kahe mahaprabhura shravane chajani. Ramananda Rai said, please recite the prarochana portion so that I might hear and examine it. Srila Rupa replied, I think that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's desire to hear is prarochana. Purport. The method of inducing the audience to become more and more eager to hear by praising the time and place, the hero and the audience is called prarochana. Is that clear? Like in the beginning of a play, it was this was happening, and this person was the king of this, and this girl was this, and it was this circumstance, and then we become very eager to hear the story. That's called prarochana. Any literature presented in Sanskrit must follow the rules and regulations mentioned in the authoritative reference works. The technical inquiries by Srila Ramananda Rai and the replies of Srila Rupa Goswami indicate that both of them were expert and fully conversant with the techniques of writing drama. Bhaktanam udagad anurgala diyam vargo nishargo jwala shilai pallavita saballabhavadu bando prabando pyasau lebe chatvaratam chatandava vidervindata vigarbabur manye madvidya punya mandala paripako yang unmiliti. The devotees now present are constantly thinking of the Supreme Lord and are therefore highly advanced. This work named Vidagdamadava depicts the characteristic pastimes of Lord Krishna with decorations of poetic ornaments. And the inner grounds of the forests of Vrindavan provide a suitable platform for the dancing of Krishna with the gopis. Therefore, I think that the pious activities of persons like us who have tried to advance in devotional service have now attained maturity. So this is the cause. The cause of the interest of the audience is the increase of the piety of the audience to hear the pastimes of Krishna. This is verse 8 of the first act of the Vidagdamadava. Abhivyakta mata prakriti lagu rupadapi buddha Vidatri siddhartam hariguna maiva kutiriyam Pulindendapyan pyagni kim usamidam unmatya janito Hiranya shreninam apaharati nanta kalushatam. O learned devotees, I am by nature ignorant and low, yet even though it is from me that the Vidagdamadava has come, it is filled with descriptions of the transcendental attributes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, will not such literature bring about the attainment of the highest goal of life? Although its wood may be ignited by a low-class man, fire can nevertheless purify gold. Although I am very low by nature, this book may help cleanse the dirt from within the hearts of the golden devotees. Is that a clear analogy? So Srila Rupa Goswami is saying, even though this book is being presented by me, it is still filled with Krishna Lila, and it may still purify everyone's heart. Just like a low-class man may light a fire, but that fire can purify gold. Even though it's coming from me, still it is fire. It is like fire. It will purify the hearts of the golden devotees. Raya kaha deki premotpatti karana purvaraga vikara chesta kamalikana. Then Ramananda Rai inquired from Rupa Goswami about the causes of the loving affairs between Krishna and the gopis, such as previous attachment, transformations of love, endeavors for love, and exchanges of letters disclosing the gopis an awakening of love for Krishna. So let's keep the talk down in the kitchen so that everyone can pay attention. Then Ramananda Rai inquired from Rupa Goswami about the causes of the loving affairs between Krishna and the gopis, such as previous attachment, transformations of love, endeavors for love, and exchanges of letters disclosing the gopis' awakening love for Krishna. Krame Shri Rupa Gosai Shakali Kahila Shuni Prabhora Bhakta Ganera Chamatkara Haila. Srila Rupa Goswami gradually informed Ramananda Rai about everything he asked. Hearing his explanations, all the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu were struck with wonder. Srila Rupa Goswami has explained Kamalikana in his book Ujjwala Nilamani. Saleka Kamaleka Syat Yasva Prema Prakashaka Juvatya Junijunacha Juvatyang Saprahiyate. Exchanges of letters between a young boy and young girl concerning their awakening of attachment for each other are called Kamaleka. Lekha means writing or line. Ekasya Shrutameva Lumpati Matim Krishneti Namaskaram Sandronmada Param Param Upannatya Natya Nyasya Vangshi Kalaha Esha Snigda Gana Djutir Manasi Me Lagna Pate Vikshanat Kushtam Dig Purusha Traye Ratir Abum Manye Mati Shreyasi. Experiencing previous attachment to Krishna, Purva Raga, Srimati Radharani thought, since I have heard the name of a person called Krishna, I have practically lost my good sense. Then there is another person who plays his flute in such a way that after I hear the vibration, intense madness arises in my heart. And again, there is still another person to whom my mind becomes attached when I see his beautiful lightning-like effulgence in his picture. Therefore, I think that I am greatly condemned, for I have become simultaneously attached to 3 persons. It would be better for me to die because of this. This is a verse from the Vidagdha Madhava. Iyam Saki Sudushadya Radha Hridaya Vedana Kritayatra Chikitsapi Kushayam Paravasyati. My dear friend, these palpitations of Srimati Radharani's heart are extremely difficult to cure. Even if one applied some medical treatment, it would only end in defamation. It would be a failure. It sounds like it means if you try to cure it, you will not be able to. This verse from the Vidagdha Madhava is spoken by Srimati Radharani herself. Tari apadijan dagunam sundara maha mandire tunam vasasi tahatarundasi baliyam jaha jaha cha ida palame me. Oh, dearly beautiful one, the artistic loveliness of your picture is now impressed within my mind. Since you are now living within my mind, wherever you wish to run, because I am agitated by impressions of you, I find that you, oh my friend, are blocking my way. Oh, dearly beautiful one, the artistic loveliness of your picture is now impressed within my mind. Since you are now living within my mind, wherever I wish to run, because I am agitated by impressions of you, I find that you, oh my friend, are blocking my way. This verse of Vidagdha Madhava 233 is written in the Prakrit language, not in Sanskrit. When transformed into Sanskrit, it reads as follows. Tudfra pratichandagunam sundara mama mandire tvam vasasi tata runatsi palitam yata yata chakita palaye. The meaning is the same, but the native language is different. It was spoken to Krishna by Madhu Mangal as he read him a letter from Srimati Radharani. Any questions about that? Shouldn't have that on the floor. Agre viksha shikanda kandam achirad utkampam alambate gunjanam cha vilokanan muhur asav shashram parikrosati no jane janayana purvanatana krida chamatkad chakaritam Palaya kila chitta bhumim avishad koyang navina graha. Upon seeing peacock feathers in front of her, this girl suddenly begins trembling. When she sometimes sees a necklace of gunja, small conch shells, she sheds tears and cries loudly. I do not know what kind of new ecstatic influence has entered the heart of this poor girl. It has imbued her with the dancing attitude of a player creating wonderful, unprecedented dances on a stage. This verse from the Vidagdha Madhava is spoken by Mukara, a friend of Lord Krishna's grandmother, in a conversation with Purnamasi, the grandmother of Madhu Mangal. So, there's nothing boring in the pastimes of love between Krishna and the devotees, and what to speak of Srimati Radharani. The influence of Radharani's devotion is causing her to constantly be exhibiting new symptoms of feelings, like someone with unprecedented new dramas on a stage. Akarunya Krishna Jarimai Tavaga Katamidam Muda Marodirme Kuruparam Imam Uttara Kritim Tamalasya Skande Vinihita Puja Valaririyam Katavrindaranye Chiram Avichalatiштati Tanu. Srimati Radharani said to her constant companion Vishaka, "My dear friend, if Krishna is unkind to me, there will be no need for you to cry, for it will not be due to any fault of yours. I shall then have to die, but afterwards please do one thing for me. To observe my funeral ceremony, place my body with its arms embracing a tamal tree, like creepers, so that I might remain forever in Vrindavan undisturbed. That is my last request." This verse is from the Vidagdha Madhava. Are you able to follow this? Raya kahe kade ki bhavera svabhava Rupa kahe aiche hai Krishna vishakaya bhava. Oh, sorry, Vishayaka bhava. Ramananda Rai inquired, what are the characteristics of emotional love? Rupa Goswami replied, this is the nature of emotional love for Krishna. Pida birna vakalakuta Katuka garvasya nivasano nisyandena mudam shuddha madurima hankara shanko chanaha prema sundari nandanandana paro jagati asyantare gyayanti sputam asya vakra madura senaiva makrantayaha. My dear beautiful friend, if one develops love of Godhead, love of Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj, all the bitter and sweet influences of this love will manifest in one's heart. Such love of Godhead acts in two ways. The poisonous effect of love of Godhead defeat the severe and fresh poison of a serpent. Yet there is simultaneously transcendental bliss, which pours down and defeats the poisonous effect of the snake, as well as the happiness derived from pouring nectar on one's head. It is perceived as doubly effective, simultaneously poison and nectarian. And that is what answer of the question of Ramananda Roy as to what is the characteristic of emotional love of Krishna. It is like poison and nectar simultaneously. But this poison is defeated by the nectar of love of Krishna. And it even defeats the happiness or the effect of poisoning pure nectar on one's head. It is so powerful. Raya kahe saha sahaja premera lakshana Rupa Gosai kahe sahajika prema dharma. Ramananda Rai further inquired, what are the natural characteristics of awakening love of Godhead? Rupa Goswami replied, these are the natural characteristics of love of God. Shotram yatra tatastatang prakayat chitasya date vyatang nindapi pramadam prayachati parihasa shriyam bibrati doshena kshayitam gudena gurutam kena pyanatanvati premna shraryasi kasya chedi iyang vikri dati prakriya. Okay, these are the characteristics of the awakening
of love for the son of Nanda.
Okay. When one hears praise from his beloved, he outwardly remains neutral, but feels pain within his heart. When he hears his beloved making accusations about him, he takes them to be jokes and enjoys pleasure. When he finds faults in his beloved, they do not diminish his love, nor do the beloved's good qualities increase his spontaneous affection. That spontaneous love continues under all circumstances. That is how spontaneous love of God acts within the heart. Now, these are all very fine subjects. These are we are keeping all of this on our head. We don't, we have no experience of any of these things. But there is some metaphorical. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur said that this world can be seen as a metaphor of reality. Otherwise, there would be no question of being able to hear anything about Krishna. So there's some kind of, we're thinking in some kind of way about this, and we're meant to, with full understanding that these things are of a qualitative existence that we have. It is far beyond our realization. But still, we can hear it and have some connection with that information. This verse from the Vidagdha Madhava is spoken by Purnamasi, the grandmother of Madhu Mangal and the mother of Sandipani Muni. Jai Shri Guru Gaurachandra Ki
Jai.
Jai Shri Giriraj Govardhan Ki
Jai.
Shudva, I guess we have to stop here. So Madhu Mangal is a very dear friend of Krishna's, but he is a Brahmin. He's a Brahmin boy. And the I don't know Sandipani Muni. Oh yes, Sandipani Muni is the father of Madhu Mangal. And Sandipani Muni was the person who instructed Krishna in his youth. But Madhu Mangal Oh, there's a whole story behind this. But anyway, Sri Madhu Mangala. We hear references to Madhu Mangal many, many, many times.
The Brahman boyfriend of Krishna.
Yeah. And he makes Krishna laugh by making funny slapping noises in his armpits. Jai Shri Chaitanya Charitamrta ki Jai, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj ki Jai, Srila Om Vishnupad A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. Yeah, there are many nice, especially in the Nectar of Devotion, there are many lovely pastimes described briefly by Srila Rupa Goswami that mention Sri Madhu Mangal. Jai Shri Shri Upadesamrita ki Jai. All right. You ready to start? Should we wait for a second?
Oh, just one second. I need to send Rupa something that I forgot really quick.
Okay, so we can start. Here's, so we're beginning with verse 1, and we've come to verse 5. And it's good if we can be memorizing these verses as we go along. All right, ready?
Yes.
Vacho Vegam Manas. Oh, excuse me, I forgot to say Jai Srila Rupa Goswami Pad ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Sad Goswami Prabhu ki Jai. Rupa Nuga Guru Varga ki Jai.
Jai.
Vacho Vegam Manasakroda Vegam. Jiva Vegam Udaram Asta Vegam. Etam Veganyo Vishaheta Dhira. Sarvam Apimam Prativim Sashisyat. The urge of speech, the urges of the mind and anger, the urge of the tongue, the urges of the belly and the genitals. The sober person who can control all these urges can instruct the entire world. Atyahara prayasascha prajapo niyamagraha janasangascha loyangcha sadbir bhaktir binashati. Not binash, not binyash.
Binash.
Oh, you said that, didn't you?
No, I said binyashati actually.
Over
Accumulation.
Over endeavor.
Unnecessary talk. Misapplication of the rules and association with non-devotees and hankering, fickle-mindedness. Those 6 faults destroy bhakti, devotion.
And very good. Okay, wonderful. Lolyam, being fickle-mindedness. Always hankering for such and this, and I want this. No, I want this. I want devotion. No, I want to do this. I want that. I'm going to go here. No, I'm going to go there. So, lolyam, it means hankering, like really heavy hankering. So, lolyam is also praised in relation to hankering for Krishna consciousness. But here it refers to just hankering for anything and everything that comes into our in front of us. Any questions about that in the kitchen? And then the third verse, Utsayan Nishayat Taryat Tatat Karma Pravartanat Sangatyaga Sato Vrite Sabir Bhakti Prasidyati. Enthusiasm,
Conviction, perseverance, rejection of bad association, and following the conduct of great souls.
Yes. And engaging in favorable activities. Tat karma. Very good. Devotion is
nourished
by these 6 qualities. Very good. Okay. And now number 4. Did you memorize this one?
No, it's
Okay, I'm working on this one too. I can't believe I so thoroughly forgot these. I used to know them. Tadati pratigrahnati guhyam makhyati pruchati bhungte bojayate chaiva sadvidam priti lakshanam. Giving and accepting gifts, discussing and inquiring about confidential matters, giving and partaking of foods are the 6 characteristics of love. All right, number 5. Krishneti yasya giritam manasadriyeta dikshasti che pranati bischa bhajantam isham shishushaya bhajana vigyam mananyamanya nindadi shunya hridam ipshita shangalabdya. And we should look over these word for word. It really helps. I'm going to do that. Adriyeta means honor. Manas, he doesn't do it in order. Okay, so I'm going to rearrange these, and I find it easier to.
Are you reading this, sir?